Yo, what's up everyone? It is me, Kelvin, aka Ascending Flygon, back with another name change. I'm kidding. I'm sorry for changing my name so much. I promise I'll stick with this one for a while. I really like it. Anyways, welcome back to the BJL Season 4, Week 2, and our opponent for this week will be none other than Meech. So if we take a look at the sheet, we will see that Meech has a team of Tornadus T, which is one of his Z movers, Ferrothorn, Nidoqueen, which is another one of his Z movers, Rizion, which is his last Z mover, Xatu, Drampa, Mega Swampert, Pelipper, Kingdra, Sylveon, and last but not least, Togedemaru. Now, I hate rain. My team really hates rain, and I didn't know what to do. So I tried building around it the best that I could. Keep in mind I didn't have good like flying type switch-ins, but I felt like I made a pretty damn good team. So checking out the team here, the first mon we have is Silvally Grass. Grass Memory, RKO system obviously, with the moves Parting Shot, Multi-Attack, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower. Now, you're gonna see later on when we're looking over the match, I probably shouldn't have run Multi-Attack. I probably should have ran like something like Grass Pledge or something like that. But it didn't guaranteed kill Mega Swampert, so that's why I ran Adamant Multi-Attack. So the stats we have here is max HP, max defense with 4 attack Adamant. And now what this spread allowed us to do was live Adamant's max attack Ice Punch from Mega Swampert and be able to kill back with a multi-attack 100% of the time. This is what the main thing was for, and then Thunderbolt was obviously for the Pelipper and maybe the Tornadus T coming in, and Flamethrower is for the Ferrothorn, because I hated Ferrothorn a lot. Because like it just walled most of my team and I just absolutely hated it, and I had to run Flamethrower. I felt like I had to. And then finally Parting Shot, amazing move, and I had no reason not to bring it, you know. So that's Silvally Grass. I'm gonna do these a bit quicker because I'm realizing that I usually take a bit long with my team builders, so I'm gonna try to go past it a little longer. And yeah, so that's Silvally Grass. Main purpose was to just stop Mega Swampert and hit Pelipper, Tornadus. Sorry, hold on. Sorry for the sudden cut. Anyways, as I was saying, it was mainly to deal with Ferrothorn, Tornadus in a way, just some chip, and more momentum, and dealing with Mega Swampert, and kind of Kingdra, serving as a somewhat switch-in. Anyways, let's go on to our second mon, Milotic, with leftovers, Marvel Scale with moves Mirror Coat, Scald, Recover, and Protect. Max HP, max defense, bold nature with Force Pedef. So Mirror Coat was mainly for stuff like Z Tornadus or Specs Kingdra or anything along those lines. We have Scald just for basic stab and for trying to spread burns and stuff. We have Recover for longevity and recovery, obviously. My bad. And then Protect. It was mainly to stall out rain turns and to scout out for Z's, or just to scout out what my opponent was going to go for. And I don't know, I think Protect was like really clean in this set because it did come in handy a lot. So mainly what Milotic was for was to tank a lot of hits and be able to deal some damage back with either Mirror Coat or a rain boosted Scald, and then just recover it all off and repeat the process once again. I couldn't really run this any other way because I couldn't sacrifice I can't sacrifice the bulk for Mega Swampert. Like that was really important to me. So next up we have Mega Lopunny with Fake Out, Return, Drain Punch, Protect. Another Protect mon with max HP, not max HP, I'm sorry. Max attack, max speed, Jolly with Force Pedef investment. I really wanted to run Adamant, but Tornadus T really stopped me from doing that, because if I ran Adamant, then Tornadus T would outspeed me. So that's why I'm running Jolly. So I had Fake Out, Return, Drain Punch, and Protect. Protect was to stall out rain turns, Drain Punch was to hit Ferrothorn and stuff like that. And I didn't want to run High Jump Kick just in case he ran any Protect mons and stuff like that, so that's why I have Drain Punch. So, sorry, another sudden cut. Jesus Christ, I'm busy. Drain Punch was for longevity and some sort of recovery, and also hitting stuff like Ferrothorn, Togedemaru, What else? What else? What else? I'm trying to remember his team off the top of my head. Getting some recovery, as I said, is very important. So, and then return obviously hits pretty much most of his team that and hits everything Drain Punch doesn't, and then Fake Out obviously for that nice support and chip. He doesn't really have a good switch into this thing, so if I got this thing in for free, it just started clicking buttons, and Protect obviously was nice to stall out Rain. So next up we had Victini, Electrium Z, Substitute Energy Ball, Thunder, Searing Shot, Max Special Attack, Max Speed, Modest. Now, this set looks kind of whack, but I'm going to explain it. So once I get a sub up, I just claim a kill outright. I just claim a kill. Energy Ball hits Mega Swampert. Thunder hits stuff like Tornadus T, Pelipper. Stirring Shot hit things like Virizion. What else? Ferrothorn, Togedemaru. Even under Rain, it two-shotted all those threats except for Virizion, I think. And then Electrium Z was just for either something like Tornadus T that Thunderbolt couldn't kill, guaranteed, and just for some more chip on Kingdra, because it does like 60 to 70 to Kingdra. So this is the funnest set I had on this team, and I was like really excited to use it, because once it got a sub up, it just started clicking buttons, man. It was great. So there's Victini, we have Rotom-Mow, Choice Scarf, Levitate, I'm sorry. Volt Switch, Thunder, Leaf Storm, Trick with max special attack, max speed, Modest. So we have Volt Switch for momentum, Thunder because under Rain, Leaf Storm for nice Grass Stab, and then Trick to trick mainly mons that I thought were gonna use more supportive moves. It was mainly for Ferrothorn, pretty much. Scarf is really nice to outspeed Thunderous T, and I was able to outspeed it with the Scarf even at Modest. So what I'd be able to do is just one-shot it with Thunder outright. So that was really nice. And then Volt Switch for momentum. The only thing that really stopped Volt Switch was, I think, his Togedemaru. I think that's the only thing that stops a Volt Switch on his team, except for Mega Swampert, but you don't want to risk Mega Swampert. So yeah, that was my idea behind Rotom-Mow. And then finally we have Araquanid Choice Band, Liquidation, Leech Life, Mirror Coat, Sticky Web with max HP, max attack, 8 in Sped F, Adamant. This thing was mainly just to hit hard. If I really needed to, I could switch this thing in on like a Kingdra, and he'd be able to Draco me, and then I'd Mirror Coat. It didn't take hits too well, but it was mainly to just dish out hits, because under Rain, Liquidation plus Water Bubble plus Stab is just, it's gross. It's so gross and hits everything on his team for massive amounts of damage. So that's my team. Alright, so that's my entire team, and now we can just get right into the battle, and trust me, it's a bit of a long one, so stick with me. Alright, so I have the battle right here. Now I need to explain to you something. 19 turns in, Meech had the timer on, and he was calcing stuff, and the timer was going by pretty quick, and I even said, timer, and he didn't respond, and then he lost because of timer, and we were just like, oh my god, I was so upset. So we had to redo the 19 turns, and you'll see how much of a hell that was. So these first 19 turns we had to redo, and we did it for like 20 minutes, I think. So let's just get right into this. First turn, I wanted to Leaf Storm just for a little bit of chip on Togedemaru and see if it was Scarf or not. I figured out it wasn't Scarf, and instead maybe some other item. So I Leaf Stormed, it U-turned. I thought it was gonna be Lightning Rod, so that's why I didn't Volt Switch or anything. So he switched in hard into Tornadus T. I went into my Melodic, he Hurricaned. Now, originally he got a crit and a confusion, though the confusion didn't matter, as you'll see. But the crit didn't matter too much, and you'll see that later. So I protected, he Z Hurricaned into my Protect, which is really clean. I predicted the hell out of that. So he taunted, I couldn't recover, which was unfortunate. Maybe I should have Scalded there, but I don't know. I Mirror Coated here just to see what he was going to do. but he went Virizion. I went into my Silvally here because it covered most things. He just Leaf Bladed, which was fine. He went Togedemaru. I Parting Shotted. I had a little bit of the momentum on my side, so I just went for the Mega Lopunny. I got it. He Spiky Shielded. I faked out. And these series of plays are going to seem a little bit weird, but trust me, it was for a reason. So I protected here. I originally didn't protect. I think I went for another move, but he was supposed to be at 88%. So he went into Pelipper now. I protected. And then he went to Kingdra. I protected again. This wasn't supposed to happen. This wasn't supposed to happen. So I protected again. And then I went to my Victini. Now this wasn't supposed to happen, because what was supposed to happen is I went into my Rotom-Mow, and he Toxic'd on my Rotom-Mow. So it was just an entire mess of us trying to make it back up. But this went too well that we just stuck with it. So, and it didn't really matter, like all my protects didn't really matter. It's not like I was gonna like PP stall him with protects. So I went to Victini on his Pelipper, just charge because I wanted to get some momentum, but he went Kingdra, and I was like, oh god, this is bad. So then I went into my Araquanid. He didn't miss his first Draco. The first time he missed his second Draco, but we took it. We take those, boys. So he Dracoed, left me down to 30%, which was, I think, identical. I Leech Lived, got some nice recovery back. He went into Pelipper. I went into my Milotic. Now, I protected here just to get a little bit of leftovers recovery. I know he'd probably Toxic. So I think I went into Rotom-Mow here, yeah, just to absorb the Toxic, but he did end up U-turning. And then he went Togedemaru, and I was like, you know what, this seems more of a support set. Maybe he does have Wish. So I tricked it, my Choice Scarf, but then he killed me with a U-turn, so Rotom-Mow is down, which is a little bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. So he went Pelipper, I went Victini, he went Virizion, and you'll see here, fucking finally, Jesus, okay, here we go, no Cyber. Yeah, that was awful. So I subbed up with my Victini, he went Virizion for some reason, which was fair, I guess. He Stone Edged, and I Searing Shotted, and I got the burn, which was huge. And I was thinking about subbing here again, but I didn't want to risk a crit or anything. So he went into his Togedemaru, I went into my Mega Lopunny. I faked out here and figured out he was Iron Barbs, and I was like, what the hell? Did he like do a specific calc to where like High Jump Kick plus Iron Barbs kills me at like 70? I don't get it. So obviously I flinched him, and I protected, he U-turned. Now I didn't expect to outspeed him here, but I actually did, and I figured out that he had no speed EVs, which really sucked. Because if I knew I outsped, I would have definitely 100% Drain Punched, and I was just like, god damn. So I protected here, he Toxic'd, I went into Silvally Grass, he Scalded, and got a Scald Burn on me, and that's gonna matter a lot, and you'll see that later on. So I'm pretty sure here I Thunderbolted. I probably should have Parting Shotted in hindsight, but you know, what can you do? I went back into my Milotic, he Hurricaned, which did a pretty damn decent amount. And what I ended up doing here was I protected, he went for Taunt, that didn't really matter. He went for a U-turn here. I think I recovered. No, I Mirror Coated. That was an awful play by me. What was I doing? I don't get why I guess I thought he was going to like taunt again, which was fair. Which, even then, I should have Scalded, so I guess that was a bit of a misplay. So I protected here just to scout out what he was going to go for, but he went back into Togedemaru, I guess protecting my Araquanid. And this was just giving me leftovers recovery, so I was like, hey, this is clean. So he U-turned. I went into my Victini just so I could get like a free sub up or something, but I noticed that he could go into Tornadus, but he didn't. He went into Pelipper. Now he went into Togedemaru. I subbed, trying to predict what he was going to go into here. He Zing Zapped, and then I Searing Shotted his Togedemaru, killing it. In hindsight, maybe I should have just Raw Thundered, but not like it would have changed much, you know? Like, what can you do, really? Because I don't know if Thunder would have killed or not. Probably didn't, but I don't know. so rain continued to fall. Tornadus came in. I went to Raquinid, sacking it. Raquinid was down. I was down 2 months, but this was okay. Now I faked out here, and I calced it. Return did guaranteed kill at 63%. He went into Virizion, sacking that, and Virizion was down. It was 4-4, even game. He went to Mega Swampert, and I was like, okay, here we go. He power up punched here, and I was like, this is bad. So I had a choice here. I either went Milotic, letting him get a free power up punch off, or I returned here, not letting him get a power up punch off. I was in the back foot, and I knew if I let him get that power up punch up, it might have just been game. But I should have realized that I could have went Milotic and like tried stalling turns out, or could have just went into Savali, since you know, there was one rain turn left, and then after that I could have just went to Victini. But instead I returned, and he waterfalled, predicting me to stay in, and there goes my Mega Lopunny, which really sucked. Like, that was terrible. I hated that. So I went to Savali, pressuring it. He went into Kingdra. I'm pretty sure I parting shouted. Yes, I did. I went to Victini. I tried baiting a miss, but he did go for the Scald, and I ended up Electrium Zing here, killing the Kingdra, guaranteed kill from 58%. Now he went Pelipper. This is the turn that decided it all. So I either had 3 plays here. A, I Energy Balled. B, I went into Silvally Grass. Or C, I Thundered, predicting him to staying in. I knew he wasn't going to stay in. He couldn't stay in. I knew he was going to go Mega Swampert. So it was either Energy Ball or Silvally Grass. Now I spaced out here and forgot Silvally was burned. So I thought, okay, the safer play is going to be Silvally if he decides to stay in. If I realized he was burned, I would have clicked Energy Ball here. But I forgot he was burned, which was my bad. And I ended up going Silvally Grass here on his Mega Swampert. If I predicted that, that would have guaranteed killed him because I was modest. And that would have changed up the entire game. But unfortunately, I forgot it was burned. I still didn't realize I was burned. He power up punched here. I multi-attacked. And then I saw it did 56. And I was like, wait, that isn't supposed to happen. And then I saw I was burned. And I was punching myself. Like, on one hand, I was really mad because he got the Scald burn that mattered late game. That could have literally saved my ass. But on the other hand, I was mad at myself because I didn't realize he was burned. And if I knew Silvally was burned, I would have Energy Balled on the Mega Swampert switch. So I was just really mad. And then obviously he's gonna kill me with a waterfall here. There's still several turns of rain left. I protected. He earthquaked. I had to sack Victini here just to have a chance at living. He earthquaked again. I sent back in Milotic. I protected. The only way I could win at this point was him getting like a minimum roll on like Earthquake, and then me critting with Scald. And even then, I still had to like somehow rely on Hurricane missing, even though I think he would have had like one extra turn of rain left. Now, unfortunately, he did get the roll, and Earthquake did kill, and we lost 3-0. Which, to be fair, I'm not that mad about. If I was one read away from not necessarily winning, but having a better chance at winning. Because what would happen there is I'd stay in with Tini, kill with the Energy Ball, and now he was forced to go Tornadus. I'd probably sack Silvally because it was burned. And then at that point, I'd go into Milotic and protect. And what Skull did was it had a decent chance to 2-hit KO, and he already had some chip on him. Like, he'd probably be at like what, 80, 90 at this point. So Scald would 2-hit KO. And at that point, I had a chance. I did have a chance. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. I forgot he was burned, and that's my bad. Though the Scald burn was still very lucky on his part, but I'm not going to get like too salty about it. It was a very close game, very close. Probably, it's probably going to be one of the best games in the season because of how close it was. So yeah, I'm not that mad about the match. I'm not that salty. It's fine. And we're actually 4th in the standings if you look at it. So this is the updated leaderboard. And you see that we're in 4th, 1-1 with a 2 differential, which isn't bad. We're at least not in the negatives. But we can come back from this. Our next match will be against Hazard, which I'm feeling very comfortable for. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this wasn't too long of a video, hopefully. I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, night, whatever, and have a good one. Peace.